What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Mega March. I'm Magnus Zero, and this Mega Memory is dedicated to the Zero series that I'm predominantly known for on the YouTube platform. I adore the entire franchise as a whole, but if you were to ask me, many of my fondest memories lied in the classic and Zero series. The latter especially, as it entered my life right before middle school, and I associate the series with the tumultuous growth of the preteen and teenage years. I have a storytelling series on my channel called Mega Man and Chill, and I often speak of various stories from childhood to early adulthood. While most of those stories themselves weren't Mega Man related, it was just the background footage to serve as the bridge between the Mega Man part and the chill part. But there's sometimes Mega Man related in both the games and the old memory that's the topic of the story. Most of those were Zero series related, and that really speaks volumes for how much I respect the Red Menace and his adventures within the dystopian setting. Today's story is sort of a sample of what those stories in the Chill series look like. Part of the reason why I was so closely attached to the Zero series is due to one factor that I never saw coming: an old friend in middle school. I was always the loner Mega fan in my childhood. It was quite difficult to share the interest when your peers were either into more mainstream games or hobbies, so any passion I had for the series growing up was due to my solo endeavors into the hobby. But in 7th grade, I met a kid named David. David and I didn't talk much, if at all, in our first few encounters. I was often a witness to the relentless amount of bullying he went through on a semi-daily basis, but one day something told me to just go over and be the one kid who didn't treat him like a circus clown for their own amusement. Partly because I saw a lot of traits in him that I could relate to, and I generally just felt secondhand rage towards how he was treated, because I was a target as well, just not nearly as frequent as he was. And I could tell that he was immediately receptive to my gesture. We became fast friends, and he was also pretty open-minded to games that he'd never played before. Most people that I tried to share my Mega Man obsession with either made fun of me for it, or they just clearly were disinterested. But David? No, he was different. The moment he saw me boot up Mega Man 03 on my Game Boy SP, watch just a few minutes of gameplay, he couldn't hide his intrigue. Getting a friend into the thing that you like is always fun, and it was even more fun to share hobbies back and forth, because he also got me into certain games I'd never have given a shot otherwise, such as Jak and Daxter or Final Fantasy. But man, he really loved the Zero series, and it intrigued him enough to play the X series because we'd borrow each other's games sometimes. He eventually got his own copies of the Zero series and some X games too. It gotten to the point where every chance we'd get, he and I would role play the characters. He'd always call me Zero and I'd call him X back. Oh man, fun times. We'd even call each other and do these silly shenanigans over the phone as well. He was truly my best friend in middle school. I'd say his immense passion for the Zero series in particular truly augmented my own. It's like having someone else who cared just as much about the thing that you liked gave it more meaning, you know? Unfortunately, David and I couldn't physically hang out anymore after middle school. He moved further in town and his district changed as a result, so we were forced to attend different high schools. We stayed in contact over the phone throughout our high school days and a little after graduation, sure, but it just wasn't the same, you know? We just naturally drifted apart over time, and me working a lot certainly didn't help matters, as I still to this day feel pretty guilty over not putting in enough effort to maintain that friendship after we became adults. Last I heard from him, he's moved away out of state now, so that complicated things even further. In these cold times we live in today, David would surely be that type of friend I need right about now. He's part of the reason why I go as hard as I do now with the Zero series on YouTube, both out of passion for the series and to honor my old friend, wherever he is today. Thanks to Coleman X again for giving me this opportunity to be a part of Mega March. You can usually just find me goofing off on my YouTube channel, Magnus Zero, so if you're interested in high-level Mega Man gameplay, listening to random stories like this one, or just chilling with my silly self in my casual live streams, hit me up over there. Have yourselves a fantastic time with the rest of Mega March. And David, in the 0.0001% chance that you'll hear this and somehow manage to piece together who I am, I miss you, dude. I hope you're doing well. Stay chill.